captured the attention of many biblical scholars and believers who were interested in biblical end-time prophecy when headlines like this broke out a few years ago. Yes, that is correct. There are people in Sweden who have started having microchips inserted into their hands. But why is this capturing the interest of Christians all over the world? Well, because of what the Bible says in Revelation 13, verse 16 to 17. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. The Bible here is talking of a time when the Antichrist is in power and forces people to take some type of mark which will then enable them to buy or sell. Now, obviously, the Antichrist has not yet been revealed, but Christians deem this news coming from Sweden to be significant because if people are having microchips in their hands, this means the technology required for the Antichrist to fulfill what Revelation 13 says is already available. Now, here's what's alarming. The chips that have been implanted in people are reportedly designed to speed up users' daily routines and make their lives more convenient. Accessing their homes, offices, and gyms is as easy as swiping their hands against digital readers. They also can be used to store emergency contact details, social media profiles, or e-tickets for events and rail journeys within Sweden. Now, let's explore why this is so significant. The most widely accepted theory by Christians is that the mark of the beast will be a physical chip implanted under the skin. The reason that this is plausible is because if you think about it, the Antichrist will be in power of a globally linked economy, one where he will be a one-world dictator that controls the means of commerce. And for people to pledge allegiance to him, he forces people to take a mark because without this, you cannot buy or sell. So it very well could be that there will come a day when you will have to make a choice. The mark, which may be an implanted chip, or face extreme persecution at the hands of the Antichrist. Now, I came across a very powerful and well-written message by Dr. Ray Pritchard, who serves as president of Keep Believing Ministries. Here's what he said. When we come to the Antichrist, there are some things we know and some things we don't know. We know that there will be an Antichrist. We don't know his identity. We know he rises from the revived Roman Empire. We don't know which part he comes from. We know he will work closely with the false prophet. We don't know the false prophet's identity. We know he will apparently die and come back to life. We don't know how that will happen. No shortage.
Okay, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. This is the brother Kadash. This is on the Motb. This is, for research purposes, fair use act. First off, let's address some of these things, like they're right on the Motb being the chip. You know what I mean? And I thought that it was very alarming when they said that your social media profile could be uploaded to the chip. Now, I know if they come out and let's just say they say, you can't get on Facebook unless you have the chip. Well, everybody's gonna take that because these people can't get off it. You know how many times a person logs into Facebook daily if they have a Facebook or Instagram or any one of these social media platforms? Pretty much from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, every day of your life, most people are on some type of social media platform. So if you can't use these social media platforms without this technology, man, that's going to get most of the world to take it. Now, as far as the Antichrist is not one individual man. That's their misunderstanding because they're in denial and they don't want it to be a system or they don't want it to be a people, which the Antichrist really just goes back to Esau. Esau is the Antichrist. Esau, because when you talk about Christ, right, you're talking about the lion from the tribe of Judah. So you're talking about an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. And the Israelites' number one enemies was always who? Esau, because of Jacob and Esau. And Esau sworn to kill Jacob because he was jealous over the birthright. And that's still the thing to this day. So that's who the Antichrist is. It's not just one man. When it talks about he was born again, he came from the Roman Empire, it's simply just saying the Edomites were the ruling class in Rome. That society was destroyed, but it was reborn. That deadly wound was healed, and they came back known as America today, or America and their allies, the EU nations today. That's the modern day Rome. So when you look at it that way, you say, well, Rome was destroyed, but not really, because the people, the ruling class and the people of Rome are still on the earth. You don't have Roman leaders or the ruling class in Rome, just like the ruling class in America. We would say who is the majority is, you say, so-called white people. They rule America, even though you have all nations over here. So just like with Rome, the people didn't just disappear when Rome. And I hate when people think that way. It just, I'm not gonna say hate, but it don't make no sense. Like, where did the Greeks go? Where do you think they went? You think the people just disappeared? Okay, where did the Roman people go? They just disappeared when the Roman Empire was done and all the Romans disappeared off the earth. No, they migrated, they went different places, and then they start calling themselves different names. So the ruling class of Rome, where are they at today? Where are those people at today? Those millions of people, where are they at today? What are they calling themselves today? Who are they today? Well, we would say so-called white people, which the Bible would call them Edomites. So Edomites were ruling in Rome, right? Because we know Edomites was ruling in Greece and with the Greeks, because we know Alexander the Great would be a bloodline Edomite because of his father Philip the Macedonian, which Philip the Macedonian goes back to off the top of my head, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it goes back to another Macedonian, which that Macedonian was also called a Agite, and that goes back to King Agite, Agad, which maybe I'm pronouncing his name the wrong way, but King Agad was what? He was an Amalekite, right? And Amalek is a grandson of Esau, so that's how you trace back the bloodline to them being Edomites. So we know the ruling class because Alexander the Greek, he was an Edomite. You could trace his bloodline back to Esau, right? And we know the Romans came from the Greeks, so it's no different, man. You just have break-offs. You have people that break off that are the same people, just like with Russia and Ukraine, same people, just a break-off. Just like with North Korea, South Korea, same people as the Chinese people. It's just a break-off. You know, these people broke off and started calling them something different. So that's what it's talking about. Let's keep going.
Of good candidates. The Antichrist is given various types. You have to make a choice, and that choice is Jesus Christ or the Antichrist. Your future is at your fingertips.
Antichrist is one of the principal characters in the book of Revelation.
Okay, watch this.
He is evil, not just a symbol of evil. He is the personification of evil. Let me begin by sharing a brief overview of this evil world's leader, spoken of by Daniel.
Because you guys think that one person is going to be in control of the whole world, and that's the Antichrist. It's foolish. You know, it's clearly talking about a system of people, right? And those people are who has rulership over the world right now, which are the so-called white people, which are Edomites. Let's let him go through some of the descriptions. You talk about one world government. You think one person is going to be able to sit on top of all these world governments? No, it's a people. You already see it happening. Who's trying to get the one world government and the one world order right now? Oh, it's the Edomites. Or you might say the rich bank families that control the rest of the Edomites. You might say America, that's sitting on top of the great horse, sitting on top of the beast, because they have allies with all these nations, but they're sitting at the top of that pyramid. It's not just one person.
Jesus and Paul. The Antichrist will be a man who is dwelt in by Satan. His objective is to destroy all that God loves.
Right, and it's not, when it says a man, it's not talking about one individual, man. it's saying it would be a man, right? But it's really referring to. Now, this all goes back to Esau. That's why you call them Edomites, because it goes back to the individual man Esau. But it's not just Esau, it's his descendants too. Anybody that comes from his bloodline. So he is trying to destroy the world. So who do we see destroying the world? Who do we see in rulership and powership over the world? Who's the number one superpower in the world? Right? And then you might say, well, there's black people a part of the U.S. military and Hispanic people, but who's in control of the U.S. military? Right? Same thing in Rome. So who's killing the plant life on Earth? Who's killing the sea life on Earth by contaminating the water? Who's contaminating the skies? Who's contaminating the ground, the soil, taking all the oil out of it? Who's contaminating the people and breaking the families down? Well, we already see that happening on Earth right now, and we know who's responsible for it because we know who's in rulership of the Earth right now.
The Antichrist will feign humility, at least at first, but is exceedingly proud. The Bible refers to him as the man of sin. He will be able to manifest seemingly miraculous signs and wonders. He will even claim divinity.
Right, so we see that. When we look at America, we see them, this is the land of sin. You know, everything's sin. You know, they legalize gay marriages. They pretty much persecute you if you try to follow the Bible. They lied about everything. They rape, rob, murder, and kill all over. Actually, to even get this land, that's what they did. Rape, rob, murder, and kill. To keep the land, they continue to rape, rob, murder, and kill, and enslave people. And even to this day, even with other nations around the world, they go over there, they rape the woman, they rob the land, they kill them, they threaten them, put sanctions on them. They do those things today. But when you hear about America, what's the image that comes up? They're very proud. The Americans are very proud, but they come nicely. But in their hearts is war the whole time.
But he is not divine. Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
Or
Hyde.
like Donald Trump said. Let's move past that. Get back on the end.
Watch me. Watch me shine with...
Just like Donald Trump said, he said, roughly paraphrasing, he could make fire rain from the earth. That's in Revelation 13. From the sky, he could make fire rain down. When he was threatening Iran, he said you will have fury poured out on you or something like that, like never before. Pretty much saying that they had godlike powers to determine the Iranians' future. Pretty much saying that he could destroy their whole nation if they did certain things. That's them saying that they're divine, man.
But despite his claims, the Antichrist will be human. He will have sycophant followers. It will not